Yeah, I think there's like two very big shifts that
Hmm.
I'm personally seeing and that I'm investing a lot of my time in.
Yeah.
The first shift is AI avatars. I think
Hmm.
this is going to be one of like the biggest waves over the next year, over the next 2 years. AI avatars have already gotten to a point where it's I think really conquered Instagram and TikTok, right? I think
Hmm.
there was a recent report that I saw on Twitter. It said like 50% of all TikTok content is AI generated, right? And
Hmm.
of course,
Yeah.
there's a good percentage of that that's faceless, but there's also going to be a good percentage of that that's face on. It's there's large companies in this. There's HeyGen and there's Google Omni, which is another another video generator that they have put out. Image generator softwares have gotten so good. Nano Banana 2,
Hmm.
ChatGPT Image 2 has gotten so good
Yeah.
in creating these realistic AI images, which can then be turned
Hmm.
into avatars. And the avatar talking is so realistic
Yeah.
now. AI voice, I
Yeah.
think, is one of those things that have been solved already. Maybe AI characters have yet to be solved, but you know, give it a couple months to a year, I think companies like Agen is really going to solve that, and
Hmm.
really been solved for short form content where we will
Hmm.
see Instagram reels and TikToks. They won't have the avatar on screen for the
Yeah.
entire 1 to 2 minute reel, but they will show an avatar for 5 seconds, and then they will edit the video, and then the avatar for another 5 seconds, and then they'll edit the video. So that way you can't really
Okay.
tell. But when
Yeah.
when you see these AI avatars on Instagram, they're like very highly edited. At some point, AI avatars are going to be as realistic that even I will no longer have to go ahead and record videos, right? And
Hmm.
if it's already been solved for short form AI avatars, it's going to be solved for long form content too. I've already
Yeah.
seen a bunch of different creators, bunch of different AI avatars that are that has just taken over their channel where it previously
Hmm.
used to be a human creator and
Yeah.
now it's a full AI avatar character. In the
Hmm.
past couple months, we've seen like inklings of it, but really over the past 3 months or so, there's really been a big resurgence of that, and I think
Yeah.
it's only going to keep like trending to the right. And really, the main advantage of this is the one if you are an expert or professional in your field, it is a must to be creating organic content and especially organic
Mm.
YouTube content in 2026. But I understand not everyone is fluent on camera. Not everyone knows how
Hmm.
to, set up the camera. Not everyone knows how to set up the microphone. Not everyone knows how to do the lighting. Not
Yeah.
everyone wants to sit here and talk to the camera for 10, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, right? If like
Yeah.
my very first video that I filmed, you know, took me 5 hours. It was a 10-minute video, right?
Mm.
It took me five
Yeah.
hours playing around with the camera, and then I
Yeah.
took a break, and then the microphone stopped recording. Right, I did a
Oh
hit
no.
record on that. Right, so many people don't want to deal with recording equipment
Hmm.
or having to record on camera. It's just not their personality type. In which
Yeah.
case, AI avatars is going to be one of those things that really is going to take over, and I think the technology is already here. If not, it's going to be here in a couple months. And the
Mm.
second big shift that I want to really put a big emphasis on is
Hmm.
AI video editing. We've seen a
Hmm.
bunch of tools in terms of editing short form content that has came out. Once again, short form content is one of those things that it'll be first to the trend because it's
Yeah.
1 to 2 minute videos that's easier to solve, whereas a 10, 20 minute video is a little bit harder, right? You have to take into consideration the cost too. If you create a
For
1 to 2 minute video for $5, a 20-minute video will be $100. $100 of AI content that's not as scalable as like a $5 video, right? But AI video editing is one of those things that is just going to get a lot better, right? Where you have tools like Fable and Claude Code now, where you can spend all this time harnessing a bunch of these tools, including including like FFmpeg for like transitions and for captions, hyperframes and remotion for motion graphics. These are tools that you can use to code motion graphics, right? That's
sure.
something that's been around for the past 6 months, and it's been really fascinating to see their growth. and very soon, I mean, that's what we're placing a big bet on, right? It's on AI
Mhm.
avatars and on video editing, where eventually you can, you'll be able to tell whatever tool that you're
Yeah.
using, like, hey, I want this video to be
Mhm.
edited, and in this
Mhm.
style, right? Like, look at this YouTube video, I want it in this
Oh,
style,
nice.
and
Mhm.
you eventually it will just be able to spit out a full 15 to 20 minute video. I do believe that's where that's where the future of video editing is going. So I think it's really important to be, at the very least knowledgeable about what is
Mhm.
possible. But I've already seen, what is really possible in this space. I have a buddy who is, using, instead of, typically when you're building these tools, you would use stuff like Claude to like harness everything
Mhm.
together. But
Yeah.
nowadays, the Chinese models like
Mhm.
DeepSeek or
Mhm.
GLM 5.2, the benchmarks on these are so crazy good, and they
Yeah.
are so cheap compared to
Mhm.
the state of the art models from like the big American companies, that it's really possible